one.
Good morning, folks. Good morning. I'm your host, BKP. The end is near. And so I face my final curtain. Oh, yeah.
My friend, I'll say it clear.
I'll say it clear.
I'll state my case.
That's what Paul Ryan did yesterday.
Which I'm certain I've lived.
Oh, the speaker is leaving.
That's full.
Paul Ryan.
I traveled
Each and every highway.
And
more, much more than this. I did it my way. I didn't give a damn what the voters thought. Regrets, I had a few. No, not really.
Too few to mention.
Paul Ryan has so few regrets that's not even worth mentioning. He said he had no regrets. Paul is going home back to Wisconsin, where he will not be known as a weekend dad. So he will switch from being known by conservatives as a guy that put through two of the largest spending budget busting omnibus bills in American history. He will go down. I am so tired of hearing a conservative, what do they call him? A conservative hawk, a debt hawk. He was much more comfortable as chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. I didn't want this job when they gave it to me, Paul Ryan said. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Let's tell them how to get in touch with us. Here, Amanda, is 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, chief@fetchernews.com, at FYNTV, at fetchernews.com. I want to thank our good friend of the show. We don't get him on very often, but I want to thank a good friend of the show, Joe McCutcheon. Joe gets up at 3:30 a.m. and starts some calls encouraging people to vote, support, or whatever. And so, Joe, thank you for the encouraging phone call this morning. It's good to get a phone call encouraging you to keep up the good work as, hey, I'm glad you think that's what this is here. All right, Amanda. Now, just 2 days ago. Now, I want to do this for a reason. I want to open for a reason. My guest at 8:30 this morning, we will have we'll have Carla's Corner. That's at 8:30. At 9 o'clock, our guest, and we apologize yesterday, Congressman, 9th Congressional District Congressman Doug Collins on the show, and we had a technical difficulty, and he has rescheduled for today. Interestingly, Amanda, yesterday, if he would have been on the show, do you realize we would not have had the announcement that Speaker Paul Ryan is stepping down?
Everything happens for a reason.
And now we have that, So I can ask Congressman Doug Collins about Speaker Paul Ryan stepping down. Now, that being said, right along, that'll be at 9 o'clock. Congressman Doug Collins will be here on the show at 9 o'clock. Let's see, what else do we have today? Today is Thursday, which means tomorrow we're at Circuit World. Okay, we got that. We'll have Ask the Doc, the All-Star panel. That's tomorrow. So we got that. What else is going on? Folks, I told you, yes, we're going to talk about the Republicans. What is the platform in November? What do you think? We're going to get into that really deep at 9 o'clock after we talk to the congressman, because I'm going to ask him that. What is your platform in the midterms? What are Republicans going to do? If Paul Ryan is not, if voters have to go, is there some kind of thought process that voters are going to go to the poll and vote not knowing who the next Speaker of the House will be? Okay. Or is this an opportunity for conservatives to come out and vote one more time with a promise of a conservative Speaker of the House? Some would call Paul Ryan a conservative Speaker of the House. I will not call him that. So we'll talk about that at 9 o'clock. Now, 2 days ago, Sunday night, Amanda, former FBI James Comey is going to be on ABC with George Stephanopoulos. And let's roll the promo for that. We're going to roll. There's a reason I want you to roll that promo video for that, the ABC Comey video. This airs. This is his first interview. James, disgraced former FBI director Comey. Roll that video first.
Strange is it for you to sit here and compare the president to a mob boss?
This Sunday night on ABC.
Are there things that you know but haven't said that could damage President Trump?
James Comey.
And to those who say you should have brought Hillary Clinton before a grand jury?
The exclusive interview everyone will be talking about.
Was President Trump obstructing justice? Should Donald Trump be impeached?
Stephanopoulos, Comey. This Sunday night at a special time, 10/9 Central on ABC. ABC.
The crisis in front of us, the tease of James Comey. Now, so this is all over the internet. Yes, I know Donald Trump has tweeted out the President of the United States concerning bombing Syria and what is going on there. I understand that. And I understand Speaker Ryan has stepped down. I wonder how Facebook stock will react today. I really think, it's my personal opinion, I did not look at Facebook stock yesterday, but I feel that that Mark Zuckerberg volunteered, not under oath, to testify before Congress, not under oath, for nothing more than to help your 401k, their 401k, and the stock portfolio of anybody holding Facebook stock. I think that's what it was for, nothing more, nothing less. What did we learn? Very little, but something I said yesterday has come out in other outlets and other talk shows, or what I said yesterday morning on this show. And that's where I'm at now. ABC Comey compares, this Axios put out yesterday, Comey compares Trump to mob boss. That's Wednesday, okay? A source present at the taping says James Comey's interview with ABC George Stephanopoulos, airing Sunday at 10 p.m., is going to shock the president and his team. The sources say Comey's comments in his first interview since being fired by Donald Trump will generate headlines and certainly add more meat to charges swirling around Trump. In an ABC promo, Stephanopoulos says Comey compared Trump to a mob boss. Now, this is yesterday. This broke yesterday. The ABC tease broke yesterday for Sunday night. Axios broke this story. This is coming out, okay? Let's play to the opening of this show Tuesday morning. You got it? Do we have the opening of this show? All right, good. Or maybe we can put a question on Facebook to see what people think. We will get into that later in the show. So I just want to go over some couple things. Do you believe the deep state? Do you believe there's a such thing as the deep state? Do you? I, for one, do. Now, let me run this by you. So, President Donald Trump, let's make sure that we're clear right from the box, not the end game. They are treating, this is what they want when it comes to the President of the United States. This is not a joke. This is actually not a joke. This is what the deep state wants. They want a mugshot like John Gotti, okay? They realistically are treating the President of the United States like they're going after John Gotti, okay? And I have a mugshot of when Gotti was arrested, all right? And if we could put that up, please. And this is, I'm not joking around. This is exactly what they want. They want you, they want to go after this guy like he's the mafioso in New York City. That's not the picture I sent you. I sent you a picture of John Gotti, his mugshot this morning. That's not it. There you go. Thank you very much. Okay. This is John Gotti, the mobster. Now, what does it have to do with anything? Because this is in New York City. This was the Godfather at one time in New York City. Now, I did a 20-minute segment on that Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. Put up the picture of Gotti in there. Okay? This is what I told you Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock on this show. They're treating him like he's mafioso. I said it right here on this show Tuesday morning, and this broke yesterday. Now, I didn't have an inside source. I've told you, I thank you so much for all of your help. You out there are the research department for this show. You guys send me so much stuff. It's great. I can't get to all of it. But we're not ABC. We don't have 15 people on staff. Now, I don't want to make it sound like we have no help. Sam does an amazing job. Amanda does an amazing job helping me research. But I don't have somebody calling me from Congress whispering, hey, guess what's getting ready to happen? Guess what they're getting ready to do? Nobody, no leaks here, okay? I told you on this show Tuesday morning that they have and will treat and want to put Donald Trump in the frame of mafioso. I said it, a mobster. Comey, sources say Comey's comments, according to the source, the Comey interview, all right, he will refer. Stephanopoulos says Comey compared Trump to a mob boss, the former disgraced FBI director that did not put Hillary Clinton under oath, that referred to her email situation as a email matter, is now claiming Donald Trump is a mob boss. I told you right here. Now, I called the deep state. It's not I wanted to do, and I told you so. I promise. I just wanted to say, folks, I know the direction these people are going, and I know what they want as their end game. We've talked about it again. This can never happen again. Donald Trump must be stopped at all costs. Now, sadly enough, I call it when they went in the home, the hotel room, and when they went into the law offices of Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's attorney, what they did is the deep state enacted what I call Operation Leave Quietly. All right? I said that. Day before yesterday, the same exact day that I did this segment that you watched me explain to you that they want him to be framed in like he's mafioso. All right? Now, Also, that same day, the CNN reporter asked Sarah Huckabee Sanders, has President Trump thought about leaving, leaving office? She said that's ridiculous, but don't think that was a simple question with no underlying meaning. The media has for 2 days been using what I call Operation Leave Quietly. Now, the thing that really scares me this morning is if he does not leave quietly, what is next? Do you realize, okay, that we are paying as taxpayers millions? Can you put that, I don't know, did you ever watch 24? I did. It's like they've called in Jack Bauer. Remember the clock, the sound of that clock on 24? Remember that? It's almost like they called in Jack Bauer and they say, Jack, and what's the mission? And the world's going to remember the whole thing was in 24 hours. He had 24 hours, okay, to save the entire world. He has 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours. And they've called him in and they said, Jack, that was good, Amanda, very good. Jack, we need the Access Hollywood video. Jack, we need all the documents concerning this porn star. It's crucial to the Republic. Jack, we need any information on a Playboy bunny. Folks, we are looking for information on a Playboy bunny. We are looking for documents related to a porn star. We are looking for anything we can. We are looking for Jack. And, Jack Bauer's got to be looking and saying, what the hell? I mean, I will tell you this. The one criticism I get here on the show, and it is one, is that the one criticism I get here on the show is that I don't say enough that every single thing that happened, okay, happened years before this guy became president of the United States. Never took place in your White House, never took place in an office owned and paid for by the taxpayers, never took place on the taxpayers' dime, never took place on your dollar at any time. Because I made reference to the Kennedys and all of their hush money and how many, maybe, how much hush money was paid to by Joe and them. All right. I made reference to the Kennedys and what the Kennedys did on our dime, your dime, because they were career politicians. I've made reference to Bill Clinton that was right in our White House. And I don't hear enough. People say they don't hear me say enough that everything they're discussing is something way before. Now, we know there was no Russian collusion, and we know that, okay? But we are desperately seeking the information of a porn star, a Playboy bunny, and an Access Hollywood tape. And we have FBI agents. We have a full team investigating. Do I think Robert Mueller, Jeff Sessions, and Rod Rosenstein should go? Absolutely. I do. I think they should go. Now, I want to play something else before we get to our 8:30 mark. I said this, and this is coming out on some other networks. Let's just put it like that right now, some other networks. I said this yesterday morning. What we are learning from Mark Zuckerberg, Now, my opinion is let's look at Facebook stock today. I don't know. Me, myself, I really don't have a big reason to run and look and see if Facebook stock is up and down. All right? Just don't. I'm not against the stock market. I'm not against anybody that invests in the stock market. I support you 100%. That's what you want to do. It's the risk you take. My stock market is this business. That's my stock market right here. It's the risk we take. I love when people take a risk. All right. Go for it. But I want to see if Facebook stock is up over this little show they put on the last 2 days. And, you know, what's her name? Is it Marsha Blackburn? Look her up and see if she is the representative of Tennessee. All right. So the representative of Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn, scored big points yesterday with conservatives for mentioning to Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook, that Diamond and Silk are not terrorists. Diamond and Silk are not terrorists. So, you know, she is running for Senate in Tennessee. Just last week, the left media is putting Tennessee in a toss-up. It's not red because the former governor of Tennessee is running for Senate, and they're wanting to get the seat. I think that belongs to little Bobby Corker, Tennessee senator currently that's retiring. So Marsha Blackburn needs the points, so she made a little dramatic attack on Zuckerberg about Diamond and Silk. I don't know if you know Diamond and Silk. I like them. Let me say this. Zuckerberg gave me a line. There's 2 things I got out of it. So let's go with, and it's very important you listen to what I feel I got out of it, so you could research it yourself and you think about it. I always like to say, here's the information, you think about it, okay? But let's play the Mark Zuckerberg Diamond and Silk clip where he makes the admission of they are in error, Facebook, on Diamond and Silk. Do you have that ready?
First question, please ask Mr. Zuckerberg, why is Facebook censoring conservative bloggers such as Diamond and Silk? Facebook called them unsafe to the community. That is ludicrous. They hold conservative views. That isn't unsafe. What's your response to?
Congressman, in that specific case, our team made an enforcement error, and we have already gotten in touch with them to reverse it.
Okay, in that particular case, Congressman, our team made an enforcement error. Remember that, okay? Our team, a collective decision, our team made an enforcement error. But Mark Zuckerberg did not say, well, Bobby down the hall came in a bad mood and we found out he's a little lefty. We looked in the office and said, hey, look around. He's got the purple hair and, you know, the earrings, and I don't mean earrings, and, you know, and just saying, you know, Bobby down the hall, you know, pulled a plug on Diamond and Silk. He's gone. We fired him. Okay. Our team, what did he say, Amanda? Our team did what?
Made an enforcement error.
Our team made an enforcement error. Well, they have enforcement. Something triggers enforcement. Now I'm trying to break this down. Something triggers enforcement there. A collective body that gets together. Could you see them all in there? They got their muffins. They got a nice little fresh fruit cart over here in the morning, and they're all in there. Well, it's like midday. They don't come in till 10, okay? And they're all wearing T-shirts, and, and when some dude's got a T-shirt on that says "Smoke 'em if you got 'em" and everything like that. So the team's getting together, and they don't have actually high back chairs like the old fashioned. They don't have high back chairs like the old fashion boardrooms. They got the lounge chairs. I think some lazy boys are in there. They can lay on the couch. And the team came together and made an error in enforcement. What do you say again one more time? I'd like to hear from you.
An enforcement error.
Enforcement error.
So was Sean Hannity an enforcement error too? Because, you know, he's a professionalist.
An enforcement error. Thank you, Amanda. So we know the team got together and made an enforcement error. All right. And, you know, okay. We see that. So we know that's there. Now, there's two takeaways. I have to close. It's time for Carla's Corner, okay? Our team made an enforcement error. Let me tell you something that happened yesterday. Diamond and Silk, all right, have obviously for the last couple of days, their stock's going up. Because if you did not know who Diamond and Silk is, you do now, okay? If you did not know who they were 3 days ago, they've changed word to now, and you know them, and Diamond and Silk, boom. But on this show, and I'm going to go to break, I have told you, and I don't know exactly because I didn't label it, but I do know there's tape of me looking at this camera and saying the next 10 years, next major cases to be litigated through courts will have to do with the internet. The next decade will be internet-related legislation, internet-related whatever. And here's what we did learn in 2 days. What I told you, no disrespect to senior citizens. We learned in 2 days that our representatives or our senators that we have sent back, you voted for them, 9 terms, 12 terms, 30 terms, and they're all between 70 and 80, have no idea what social media is, how it works. They just can post a picture of their grandkids. The one congressman said, hey, can we do something to Mark Zuckerberg? Can we do something? Because kids can get a Facebook page at 13. 13. Can we do something that between 13 and 18 that we totally stop? Okay? Totally stop kids 13 to 18 Facebook pages from having their data sold, shared, or scraped. Can we do something? Zuckerberg spent 2 entire days making no commitments that he would change anything, and everything is his team will look into it. It's something definitely worthy of acknowledging, looking into, and does deserve the discussion on transparency, right? But could kids start? No. Mr. Congressman, I know who you are that asked the question. You seem like a nice guy. I know you're a little older, but here's the reality. Why don't you go back and read the article and see how merchandise, the value 13 to 18 that kids have, the buying power that those kids have. So if you think for 1 minute they're going to go on Facebook and advertisers are not going to scrape their data to see what kind of headphones they want, to see what kind of shoelaces they will wear, or what kind of shirts they will buy, you have lost it. Facebook makes billions of dollars off of that, and they're not going to lose it. It's time for Carla's Corner. When we get back, then stay with us, folks. Right after Carla's Corner at 9 o'clock, Congressman Doug Collins is going to be on the line, and we are going to ask him directly, where are Republicans in the midterm election with everything that's going on? I'm your host, BKP. Amanda, take us to break.
I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. I'll tell you something, this could 'cause I've had the time of my life.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Square of Blue Ridge is a accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from and we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Days ahead. It's just this simple. Nobody beats Days on price. If it's a Chevy, you'll pay less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $4,000 off a new 2018 Chevy Malibu, or save up to $10,000 off a new 2018 Silverado Crew Cab. It doesn't matter which Chevy you choose. Nobody beats Days on price. $10,000 off Silverados and $4,000 off Malibus at Days Chevy in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Time for Carla's Corner. You like the new set?
I did. She was before we came on.
That looks pretty good.
It looks very professional.
Does it?
Yes.
Wasn't going for that.
What?
Wasn't going. I like. I mean, when we get together Thursday, I like fun, baby. Fun. I want to see colors. I want to see cartoon characters.
I watched our Easter episode from last year. We had all the Easter crap on the big table.
Easter stuff.
Bunnies, eggs, because bunnies lay eggs. Anyway, all over the table, and I was like looking back at our first card that you had, and it was like your black and white with all your junk on the wall in the office, like literally looked like you were working in your closet, and then had my little picture in the corner, and I was like, I kind of miss the old days of Brian in the closet. You know, with all the helmets piled up and the books and water bottles and keys. And
so I was in the closet, and you feel I came out of the closet.
We all know you. These ladies have brought you out of the closet.
Whoa! All right.
Now
moving right along.
Now you can kind of guess we're on CNN or something.
No, I love this.
Should I pick the wrong news network? I don't watch any of them. So
Well, you're this is a 3-strike show. You know what I mean? And 3-strike show, and 1 minute in, you're at the 2 strikes. I love the background. When we do our segment, can I get like cartoon characters and stuff like that and a lot of color?
What does it say about me?
Huh?
What does it say about me?
Well,
I'm not professional. I have to have like a legit set. I gotta have Mickey Mouse in the foreground.
I've made an intervention here lately with our graphics. Like, no, we're more professional now.
Listen, I'm just telling you right now. I mean, I don't want to do it on camera, but I pull the show, and I have to on Thursdays. And if I'm going to pull the show and I want cartoon characters, you should oblige me, because I got to pull you right through it.
See, this is
Amanda's
turf.
and I'm kind of in it, which means
this is my turf.
She said it's your turf. How are you, Carla?
I'm good.
What do you have there for us?
So I brought this weekend is Earth Day. I know is this backwards? It probably is backwards. You probably can't even see it. It's not relevant because we're going to talk about it. I know you want to talk, so take it.
Well, Saturday, the 2018 Earth Day is Saturday, April 21st. So that's not this. No,
it's not this Saturday.
No,
I don't even know what day of the week it is.
It's not this Saturday.
It's next Saturday. Sorry, thought it was in this.
So did I just validate I pulled the show? Did I just do that? Yes, I have to pull this through. You hang tight right there. We'll get right through this. Now, keeping Gilmer beautiful. I'll handle this.
Keep Gilmer beautiful.
No, we're going to keep.
We're keeping
what did I say?
I guess we're keeping it beautiful.
What did I say?
You added an ing. Keeping Gilmer beautiful.
Keep Gilmer beautiful, my friends. I'll handle this.
Okay.
The 2018 Earth Day. I want to read it like I'm doing a news report.
Okay.
If I have the news report stuff. Folks, we have an exciting announcement. Keep Gilmer beautiful. That reminds me.
No, you don't get to stray. We only have so many minutes.
20 Stray? Me?
No squirrels.
2018 Earth Day, Saturday, April 21st, Gilmer County Courthouse parking lot. Be there or be square. Are the kids still saying that?
No.
Okay. Bring mom, dad to Gilmer County Earth Day celebration, special activities just for kids from 11 to 2. Enjoy story times, art projects, including Ella J. Rocks, food and music. Make your own wildflower seed ball. What's that? Do you know what that is?
I've seen a girl with a 4-H make it. It's like a little seed ball, and you can hang it up in the tree, and the birds.
Learn about.
I guess since it's wildflowers, you plant it.
Yeah, learn about honeybees, composting, recycling, and more. Earth Day celebration, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2. Okay, enjoy food, fun, and activities. Community cleanup, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12. Find us on Facebook for more information. Find them on Facebook. Keep Gilmer beautiful. Saturday, April 21st. How's that?
Sounds great.
Yes, and I'm going to have somebody on the show next week next week to come in and talk about it.
Because it's not this weekend, it's next weekend.
So what do you have that's current? This is happening, and I'm glad we got this out, and we can even, shout it out again next week. So do you have anything happening now? This is a now network. We do things now. It's now. What do you have now?
Today is our network luncheon, which we are not taking any more registrations for.
No more registration.
We are full, beyond full. Speaker Ralston is coming to speak at the luncheon today to give us an end of session wrap up. We have several ribbon cuttings coming up, although they're not this week.
So the network luncheon is today.
Mm-hmm.
So folks, let me just say this while we're in the middle of the network lunch discussion. I want to encourage you to join our Gilmer. It's our because we're members. I want to encourage you to join our Gilmer Chamber. You can join as an individual. You can join as a business. You can join with your friend. I don't know. There's so many ways you can join, but you should. And participate. Come to the network luncheons, the ribbon cuttings, the business after hours. Support your Gilmer Chamber members. Do you like that? Was that good?
Sure. It's awesome.
So what do you got?
So next week,
I got to pull it.
Well, I will go back because we didn't get, since I wasn't here last week, we didn't get to talk about this. But we're working. The chamber is celebrating our 40th anniversary this year, and we recently had, as of Tuesday night, we had our chairman's dinner where we invited all the past chairmen of the chamber over the last 40 years that could come.
That was a great way to
to the dinner. They came.
All that were available to be there was invited and attended.
Yes, to the chairman's dinner. And so that was part of the kickoff of us celebrating our 40th anniversary. It started with our annual meeting where we unveiled that we are celebrating 40 years. And then we held our chairman's dinner. And then we will be having an event in August to celebrate the 40th anniversary. But I just wanted to mention that we had that, and it was really awesome. And then next week, we have our Business Connections, which is open to any business owners, representatives, anyone who wants to network. Will be at RNA Orchards from 4:30 to 6:30. The cash drawing is at 6. It's for $250. So everyone's invited. Just come out to RNA Orchards next Tuesday, the 17th. And then we also have a couple of ribbon cuttings. On the 19th, we have one from Must Love Art, which is a new art gallery in downtown LJ. Sorry, my mouth's dry. Located in with Cartacay River Trading Company. They have local folk art, wind chimes, all different handmade items from local artists. So come by and check out that ribbon cutting. We also have one on Monday, I feel like 16th. Yes, it's for North Georgia Family Chiropractic. They're having an open house and ribbon cutting on Monday the 16th from 4 to 5, and we'll cut the ribbon at 4:30. So that's just some of the things for next week.
What else?
Well, there's things going on beyond next week. You know, this whole next couple weeks is going to be lots of fun. We have ribbon cutting for New Ground Market.
That's an interesting calendar.
I know. It's how I try to keep track of life. The week.
I didn't even know anybody had paper calendars anymore.
Oh, I have 3. Anyway, so.
An organizational problem.
No, I have to keep things separate in boxes so I know what's going on.
Why do you have to keep them separate?
Because
you just go here, calendar, and you can name all your calendars.
Do you have a kid? Do you have kid stuff? Do I want kid stuff on my work calendar?
No, but you could do a calendar and you could do multi-calendars and you can link them.
In my phone.
And you could do kid stuff.
It's not for paper calendars.
What's the point? You can
so we have a crazy fun week, the week of the Apple Blossom Festival.
How do you know when to show up? Like, how do you know when to show up for events? Do you get a reminder on your phone?
I keep everything in my phone. But
then why do you do it here too?
Because I don't always take my phone to meetings because sometimes it's rude. So I have to jot down notes.
You put it on vibrate and it'll.
No, I'm not sitting in a meeting with my phone. And here, I'm going to add that to my calendar real quick. I write it down and I have this.
What's wrong with that? We can't just gloss over this right here.
Anyway, we only have so much time.
Well, I'm trying to help you get more time out of the day.
I've been doing this for almost 10 years.
Oh, okay.
I got a system.
Moving right along. I think you do an outstanding job and you have a great system.
Thank you.
Could you continue?
Exactly. So the first week of May is National Small Business Week, and we have lots of things going on that week. We have our electoral meet and greet.
What?
Elections.
Oh, I was supposed to pay attention to that?
You said before the show that you were going to do that.
Nothing. Give me the date. Give me the details. I can't make. I don't know your sword.
You had it covered.
No, I just wanted. I don't have it written down.
That's what happens when I rely on people. It is May 2nd.
May 2nd.
6:30 to 8.
6:30 to 8 at the chamber.
No, at Piedmont.
Oh, at Piedmont.
I thought you were doing this, so I didn't have my.
I didn't pull it up. We're going to blast it out. All right, what's the date?
May 2nd.
All right, May 2nd from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. The chamber, the Gilmer Chamber, always during elections has an opportunity for you to meet the candidates. Okay, and they put out this opportunity for you, the citizens, to come talk one-on-one with all the candidates that are qualified, that have qualified to run in an election. Okay, and you will be able to meet. They should be there. They've been invited. The candidates for Georgia House of Representatives, District 7, Margaret Williamson, Rick Day, and Speaker of the House, David Ralston, should be there. You can come one-on-one and talk with them. And then we have the Gilmer County Post 2 Commission candidates, and Woody Jansen, Jerry Tuso, and Carlene Ferguson. So every year, the chamber, and here's what I like, the chamber just gets out of the way and invites the public to come and meet these candidates one-on-one so they can get the most information. They're very important decisions to make when you're voting
so we're
on
clear,
the future of
all
our county.
candidates, not just the ones we mentioned, but all candidates are just invited to attend if they want to
Yes.
network and be there.
Yes, exactly. All candidates are invited to attend.
We also have that week a SBDC session.
I'll be there because it's politically,
Yes.
Do you expect me to be there? Like when you noticed that came out, like was your first thought is, God, Brian will be there, was it?
No.
Okay, moving right along.
That hard about things.
You don't?
No. SBDC on May 4th, we're hosting a session for those that are new businesses that are just recently opened, someone that's possibly thinking about opening a new business. It's a whole workshop on starting a new business, or if you've already started one, you want help knowing what to do when you start a new business. That'll be on May 4th, and we have information about that at the chamber. We are also on May 4th doing a ribbon cutting for the Ridgeway Rec area. All of those trail work has been completed for the mountain biking trails. So we will have Georgia Transmission, the Army Corps. We'll have some local officials that helped make that happen. We'll have a big ribbon cutting for that, and we're excited to have those trails open again. And then following Saturday is Apple Blossom Festival, along with many other events, but we will cover those events as we get a little closer to that.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to Apple Blossom Festival. I really enjoy it. Same location?
Do you like the other corner better?
No. I don't want this to be an issue because
I thought all it was important that you had a corner.
No, wait a minute. No. Last year, I had concerns, and I said, hey, I have my spot. So do I have my spot?
Well, I'm asking, do you like the other corner better?
Are you nicely moving me to the other side?
No, I'm nicely asking, did you like the other corner better?
What's wrong with the spot I had? Why would I like another corner? I've had the same spot. Fetching is right there in the corner. The dogs come by. I get to visit.
Dogs come by both corners.
No, they do, but they stop at this corner because we're there.
So anyway, mark your calendars for the first weekend of May, the Georgia Apple Blossom Festival. We're excited. We're going to have free kids activities this year. Piedmont Mountainside Hospital is sponsoring our children's activities so that you can bring the kids and not worry about paying $5 for this, $5 so that there'll be 2 jump houses, a rock climbing wall, face painting, rock painting, plenty of activities for kids that cost you nothing. And we're going to have, obviously, it's a pet-friendly event, so you can bring your pets. There's no admission for this event, so you can come and hang out, check it out.
If my pet is a goat, can it come?
Yes, as long as you clean up after it.
Just check it. Because pet-friendly, that's a big box. That's a real big box.
Leave your snakes at home.
It's pet-friendly. I think we ought to just bring it right down to puppies.
I've had pigs at Apple Arts.
Yeah, I like the pigs.
I've had pigs at Apple Arts. You can bring your pigs.
Do you see a problem with me getting a pig? I mean, I've requested getting a pig. I keep being told no. Is there something? Would you have a problem with that?
Are you going to clean up after it?
Hey, I just want to get a pig.
Are you going to clean up after it?
Yes, I'll take care of it.
Is that yes, I'll take care of it, and then when I get it and I don't want to clean up after it, Lisa's going to clean up after it?
No.
Because that sounds exactly like what happens at my house.
No. I want to get a pig. I think they're pretty neat. So anyhow, Apple Blossom Festival. I absolutely love that. FetcherNews.com will be there. There's so many vendors there, and you can't miss it. It's right on 515. It's easy in, plenty of parking. I'm already predicting great weather. I hope I didn't get in trouble. And you'll be able to walk around and enjoy it. Kid-friendly zone. Bring the kids. Plenty of things for them to do. Pet-friendly.
And we're excited. Coke are our presenting sponsor this year. So they're going to be there with, they have a new lemonade that they're rolling out. I
just want a Coke and a smile.
Well, they'll have Cokes and a smile.
Okay.
So, but we'll have some free shopping bags for the first 250 visitors on both days that we'll be providing. So that's going to be fun too.
Free shopping bags.
Free shopping bags.
We did this live, but can we not? Is there some way we can cut this out and not let Lisa know that?
It's just a free bag.
Have you really? Did you just get here?
Maybe I should put that on the back of the bags. Like I'm putting the Apple Blossom Festival sponsored by Coke on one side, but maybe I should put on the back side. It's just a free bag. That would be funny.
Well, I know this person, and just a free bag can get this person to show up.
Just a free bag.
Huh?
It's just a free bag.
We have a free bag. We have several. Okay, don't want to forget anything before we close today. I have to be available at 9 o'clock for our next guest. So what did we not cover? What do we need to cover? How are the children? How was you had a staycation?
We had a
during
great staycation.
Did you?
Yes. We had a fun staycation.
You posted you were watching something one night with the kids. What was that?
We watched a lot of stuff.
Something on Netflix.
Oh, we were watching Lemony Snicket's Series of a Fortunate Event.
Do you like that?
Yeah, we actually are watching that, and then I didn't realize there were books. I'm sorry, I didn't realize anybody that's going, oh my gosh. Because I understand those books are apparently like quality Harry Potter books, but I did not know that there were books. So now we are backtracking and trying to catch up with books in the series and all of that. So, but we also watched Wonder. We watched Ferdinand. We watched the new Star Wars. We watched. So we got caught up on our week off.
Folks, I'm your host, BKP. This is Carla's Corner. We're always glad to have Carla every Thursday morning at 8:30. You can find our videos on our YouTube channel, FYN TV Fetcher News. Carla's Corner has her own section there that you can find all the videos. And if you're visiting the area, don't hesitate to stop on the northbound side of 515. A big sign says Gilmer Chamber Welcome Center. Stop in and say hello. But you can also visit the website, gilmerchamber.com. Don't forget, keep Gilmer beautiful. You can find all the information for that upcoming event on April 21st at their Facebook page, Keep Gilmer Beautiful. We're going to go? Good? Mm-hmm. We're good?
Yep.
Okay. We're out, and when we return, Congressman Doug Collins will be joining us on the phone. Take us a break.
I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas, just $5.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $5.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas, just $5.99 each. No one out pizzas the Hut.
My name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978.
We're back, and I'm joined now by 9th Congressional District, Georgia 9th Congressional District Congressman Doug Collins. Congressman Collins, first, thank you for making time in your busy schedule again today after what took place yesterday. How are you today, sir?
Technical difficulties.
Okay, your time is very short. You've got 100 things going on, but yesterday I would not have been able to ask you this question right out of the box. Did you expect the announcement by Speaker Paul Ryan yesterday? Did that come as a shock, or did you guys have this, were you in on the plan, may I say? Obviously you didn't just come out there. What is the game plan for Republicans with the Speaker leaving? Just update us on that.
Well, I think if you know Paul, and I know Paul very well, Paul, this was always been a concern on his heart, especially with his young kids. And in Paul's history, his dad died when he was the same age as his daughter. This has been something but at the end of the day, Paul Ryan is probably one of the more honorable men that I've ever. And for him, this was a matter of conscience. He knew that he could run for re-election, win re-election in Wisconsin, and then he wasn't going to stay, and then after the election say he's resigning. He said he could not look at us voters in Wisconsin and say that and lie. And so I respect that a lot. Now, does it cause some issues up here for us over the next few weeks? Probably so. And I think it's probably going to come to a head quicker rather than later. I don't think this will hold till November. I think there's going to be probably a few weeks in D.C. that we're probably going to have to sort out. But at the end of the day, the main focus is keeping the majority, doing what we need to do. And if you look back over the last year from tax reform with the president, rolling back regulations, we've had one of the more successful runs under the last year with the speaker and the Better Way agenda, which the president ran on and we ran on. I think we're just going to continue, as he said, to run through the tape with those agendas.
Well, you said, he couldn't look at the voters of Wisconsin knowing he was going to resign and leave, and he couldn't look at you, the House of Representatives that he leads, and just look you guys in the face. But let me say this: what about the Republican majority? I mean, what about that? What about the commitment to trying to retain that majority, commitment to the American people? Because you're Speaker of the House, you are representing a district, but you're still Speaker of the House. So my question is, how much difficulty does this put the Republicans in between now and November with some things, unsorted, unsolved, and maybe some confusion for the voters?
Well, again, and not to make light of it, but I think the vast majority of people, and I say this, who are non-related to political analysis or anything else, frankly, are going to care less whether Paul Ryan stays Speaker or not. I mean, there's some that will care, there's some that don't, but most people want to care about who they're electing in their local district. I can't think of anybody else who's done more in the last year to keep a Republican majority this cycle than Paul Ryan. He's raised $40 million in the last year alone. He has broke every record for speakers imaginable. And he's continuing and raises, and as late as last week, raised $5.9 million last week. That money is going to continue to be there. What we're going to have to do, though, is keep our focus up here, and that we don't turn into a match in which we take our eyes off the ball, worried more about who's going to get an elected office within the conference as we are about getting the Pennsylvania seats reelected, the Wisconsin seats reelected, the California, Orange County seats reelected, the Missouri seats reelected. We've got to keep our focus there, and I think that's what we're going to be focused on. And if people can come together and do that, then the majority is going to be fine. At the end of the day, though, we're going to have to settle this. Our donors have to understand that the Republican majority matters. We've talked about this about elections. It's a really interesting situation here where you have a choice of saying, do you want Maxine Waters as head of financial services, or do you want a Republican, a Patrick McHenry, or somebody else who's going to actually lead and bring down Dodd-Frank? Or Jerry Nadler is head of the Judiciary Committee, or Doug Collins is head of the Judiciary Committee. These are the kind of things, because if Jerry Nadler is head of the Judiciary Committee, all they're going to be focused on is impeaching the president. Well, these are the kind of things that we're going to have to focus on.
All right, but let me ask you this: you brought up retaining House seats in Pennsylvania, and you went on to Wisconsin, you went on to Missouri. Obviously, we know, I think it's 24 seats the Democrats need to take control of the House of Representatives. Are those the areas that you're seeing? Is there a concerted effort to go and try to protect the most the seats that are really up for grabs at Democrats? Is there that? How big is the concern that there's a blue wave?
Very much so. There's a huge concern that it's building. It's not there yet. We still feel that we can keep the majority, but we're going to have to work. And Republicans are going to have to show up at the polls. And what we just saw, and I just talked to Scott Walker, governor of Wisconsin. They just had another election. They've had a couple of little smaller elections that went Democrat to Republican, from Republican to Democrat, but they just had a statewide Supreme Court race in which a liberal Supreme Court person now basically beat very handily a conservative jurist up there in a statewide race. What he saw was, and what he and I talked about, was the fact that the Democrat turnout and fervor is extremely high. And they're turning out probably, if you want to compare it to 2010 and the Republican wave that came in 2010. That fervor that Republicans will go and vote, and Democrats who had just had elected President Obama, had gotten several things they wanted, were staying at home. This is something that we see typically in midterm elections. But it's not just the seats. I was in a seat recently, and when I've looked at some polling data, in which we've got suburban seats in which Republicans hold right now and won by 3 or 4 points, 4 or 5 points, in which the president is 25 points upside down, in which our incumbents are right now even in these races. These are races that if we don't keep, we lose the majority. And it's not just in Pennsylvania, where, by the way, redistricting killed us up there. We're going to probably lose 3 to 4 seats in Pennsylvania, not because of anything else, except they've just redistricted out of the competitive nature of these seats.
What would you say to somebody that said, and Congressman, I try to frame the questions in the discussion. What would you say to somebody that just said, well, that you laid the groundwork to say that these districts were the president's 25 points upside down for the reason why the Republicans would lose those districts? I mean, how many districts in that frame are we looking at that is a concern for the Republicans this November?
A bunch. There are a lot of those suburban districts in which the polling is not as good as we wanted. And now, does it mean necessarily, Brian, that number is what causes this? What I'm doing and what I've called, and I'm working with our candidates all across the country, is to make these races local. All I'm saying is that shows the fervor right now of Democrats who want to come out, who are furious with what I believe has been a great administration. President Trump working to roll back regulations and strengthen our military, doing tax cuts, doing all those things. They don't like. They've been from minute one, since November of 16, they have been only focused on November of 18. That's all they're focused on. Right. What it shows is an intensity factor, and that's something we can't ignore. And I think what's going to happen, though, is in some of these seats in which the numbers are not as good for us. What is good is the individual representative is in that race is competitive or winning. We just got to keep that focus, because we've got to have our people turn out and make sure that they're voting. If they're not voting, we can lose some of these seats. And I think that's going to be an interesting, topic as we look across the country, and even starting in Georgia. Maybe not this election, but it could be this election, where you're going to see turnouts in districts like Rob Woodall's district. We saw it in Karen Handel's district, in which, have been traditionally solid Republican seats, in which those numbers are much tighter than they have been.
Well, I will say this, not to just get into the weeds, but not just congressional. Here in Georgia, there's a record number of Democrats on the ballots for either further down ballot elections than have been in the past. Okay, here's my one question.
And there's a reason for that, Brian. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
and that is because they're concerned. They want a Democrat on the ballot every place in November, and also in the primary, because of the governor's race.
Right, exactly. They want people to come out to vote for their local candidates and vote for governor. I'm with you.
There you go.
Okay, why? This is the question. And let me just say this, and I'm going to just say it like this. In the voter's mind, okay, Republicans, Planned Parenthood is still funded. For the general voter's mind, still funded. Obamacare is still there. Omnibus spending bills that did not cut deficit. The list goes on for conservatives and even moderate Republicans that promises were made. So let me ask you, in general, for maybe speaking for all Republicans, I know you can't in the House, but why should the people come out and vote for Republicans? What is in the Republican platform for them to come out and vote for?
Okay, well, number one, let's go back down to this. Planned Parenthood, even if it's a perception, the perception is not true. There's no money in the budget, especially that we voted for in the omnibus, that goes toward anything that Planned Parenthood, that they do get, is Medicaid money, in which they do actual. Now, we can debate that all day long, and I don't want them to have that, but it's the same money that hospitals and everything else. Different issue. The other issue, let's just put it pointedly. If you had the Democrat control, you wouldn't have had tax cuts. If you had Democrat control, you would not have the regulations rolled back. If you didn't have if you had Democrat control, you would not have now had a military that the president promised was fully funded. If you had Democrat control, you would not have over 100 miles of actual concrete brick and mortar fence being built with $1.6 billion that is in the omnibus on the border. You would not have the regulatory rollback at EPA. You would not have Dodd-Frank being repealed. I can run a list, and we can debate the perfection or non-perfection, but when you get to, I get really passionate about this. I do not. I get really upset about Obamacare because we in the House have done it. I am tired of being blamed for the Obamacare issue in the House because the Senate is where the problem is. They killed Rand Paul, a lot of those guys over there killed John McCain, Lisa Collins, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski. They killed Obamacare last year. They kept Obamacare. And they kept it without, we had $800 billion in mandatory spending cuts last year that they just thumbed their nose out. So I think when you look at this, we can go to pet political issues. If you want more gun control, elect a Democrat. If you want a Supreme Court, or justice that Trump can't get elected, then elect a Democrat. The issue is there is differences between the parties. There's things that people have promised, to say that you can do away with stuff without taking into account the 60-vote rule in the Senate. That's just not true. You have to deal with the realities until the Senate does what they're going to do. But all those things that I listed, if you don't like tax cuts, if you don't like regulatory rollback, if you like Dodd-Frank, if you like having our military spending cut, if you like having all these things, then vote for a Democrat.
Okay. I know you got to go, so I'll ask you this one. I always ask you this, but every day there's an attack by the media, some on the other side of the media on our president of the United States. We are now into a situation that out here, I call it out here, and you know where we are at here in Ellijay, Georgia, says, hey, there's no Russian collusion. There's no, really, the Russians did not affect this last election, and we don't want to go down that road. But we're now up to a special counsel that the American people are paying the bill for that is looking for information on a porn star, and I hate to bring it up like that, a Playboy bunny, and an Access Hollywood tape. I know it's not that simple, but for us out here, is there an end in sight for this special counsel? Is there any end in sight for this, or is this just something that's going to continue day after day? And can Republicans put a stop to this?
Well, I think the issue at this point, I think there should be an end to it. I'm hoping it's coming to an end fairly soon. The Inspector General report from the DOJ is coming out very soon. Again, that shows some of the issues that many of us have been talking about, the different standards that have been used over the past couple of years to investigate. And at the end of the day, the president, has been rightfully said that they found nothing. Mueller has said they found that, at this point in time, nothing has come out on collusion. So I think at the end of the day, it's time for either, as I've said before, it's either time to come to a conclusion that something happened or land the plane. It's one or the other. And so I think that's what our push is to get this done. But also I think at the same point in time is that what we need to be focused on right now, the president needs to be focused on, and others, is don't let the distractions of the left or distractions of investigations take us away from what we're positively doing. We've got to carry out. That's the message that Americans need to carry out, is these distractions the left are going to throw out at us. Fine. Let's focus on the things that matter. Tax cuts, job creation, regulatory rollback, having our military as strong as it's ever been, and also looking at we're now actually negotiating with North Korea. Who would have thought that a year and a half ago? When we're actually in Syria, when ISIS is gone, when we're actually showing Putin for what Putin is, and that is a Cold War thug who is supporting a rogue regime. So these are the kind of things, Brian, it's easy to concentrate on the negatives, but what we as Republicans, and we've always been this party since Ronald Reagan, we are the happy warriors. We have got to be out there selling the message that these things are happening. These things are moving forward. We may not get 100 yards at a time, but we got 90 yards at a time. We got to celebrate. We got to take actually a playbook from the Democrats in that regard. We've got to be willing to accept 80%, just like Ronald Reagan was, and say, we'll come back and get the 20% later. But if we keep focusing on the negatives, then the voter turnout will be suppressed. People won't come to vote, and we will lose seats, and they will be seeing a picture that nobody wants to see, and that's a gavel in the hand of Nancy Pelosi. And if we keep it up, that's what's going to happen.
Next speaker, Scalise or McCarthy, is that the two choices? And have you made a decision on who you would support for the next speaker? What's going on there?
Yeah, we'll see what happens the next little bit. I think it's going to probably happen sooner than later, and we'll see. But I think you got McCarthy, Scalise. I mean, they're in line right now, and to move, if they move up, I think that'll be the choices. We'll see what happens. I mean, I've learned up here, especially in these regards, this is the worst kind of discussion, because everybody, sort of wants to be nice to everybody. It's just going to have every time I'm on the TV and everywhere else. In fact, we're working together to actually, here's the deal, I'm supporting him to actually move his agenda. actually to move his prison reform agenda and to move his tax reform agenda, to move these agendas. That's where we've been working on. I talk with the White House most every our office talks with him most every day.
Okay, well, if you talk to him every day, could you tell him to retweet something from me? I'm sorry. just say there's a guy. Just say I know a guy. Could you just hit retweet something? All right, Congressman, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on today. And that's the question we're asking: is why? What is the platform? What to bring Republicans out? And I do think there's a lot. I kind of leave. You know me well enough. I leave it open for you to say what you need to say. But I want to say to our audience, I agree with you. I've been told we got to go. I agree with you when you start looking at the EPA cuts, Dodd-Frank, and what's going on with the engine of this economy. Have a great day. I'm getting the hook, and I know you are too. I know you're busy. Thank you, Congressman. Appreciate it.
Take care. Bye.
Folks, that was Congressman Doug Collins. I got the hook. I want to, on the air, if you're still listening, I want to apologize to his staff. Oh, they always give me hard times, right, Amanda? And I apologize to you, the staff up there. I know you got to go from one thing to the next. So I thank you very much for rescheduling there, Congressman Collins' office. I'm going to take a brief break, and we're going to come back, break down a little bit of what the Congressman said. If you would like to, when we return, make some comments concerning what our interview with Congressman Doug Collins this morning. 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Of my life, I never felt like this before. I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. I'll tell you something. This could be love because I've had the time of my life. Never felt like this before, 'cause I've had the time of my life.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Better days ahead. It's just this simple. Nobody beats days on price. If it's a Chevy, you'll pay less. Chevrolet and Jasper. Now save $4,000 off a new 2018 Chevy Malibu, or save up to $10,000 off a new 2018 Silverado Crew Cab. It doesn't matter which Chevy you choose. Nobody beats days on price. $10,000 off Silverados and $4,000 off Malibus at Days Chevy in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Worth all that junk.
1.
Folks, I look at two ways. I look at that last interview with Congressman Doug Collins in two different directions. One being, I heard. Now, I don't want to. We're not the left media. We're not sitting around with a panel that's discussing somebody's the level of their voice, the anxiety in their voice, the stress or whatever, because I know the congressman very well. So I'm not going to put anything into how he sounded. He's very busy going from one thing and next. And if you know Congressman Doug Collins, I mean, it's just rapid fire when he's talking to you. That being said, I did pick up the concern in these seats that he says the president is upside down 25 points. I picked up the concern. Upside down 25 points. All right? I picked up the concern of losing the House. I picked up the Republicans are going to start campaigning. This is what I picked up. They're going to start campaigning on either or. You have a choice. This could be the head of finance. This could be the head of finance. The head of this committee, or this could be the head of this committee. So I would, if I'm Republicans, I would get Maxine Waters and several others that meet the qualifications of a little bit loony, from the loony bin. I go over to the loony bin, and I would pull out 4 or 5, and I would say, this could be your next. And then I would bullet point, so I wouldn't get too deep in the weeds, that this could be your next blank committee chairperson responsible for, point, that should scare the hell out of people. That's one thing. Number 2, let me say something about politics. This is my personal belief on politics. If you are explaining, you are losing. That's right. That's my belief. If you are explaining, you are losing. If you are campaigning on what you did and what you will do, okay? Now, wait a minute. Now, Congress will say, well, we did this, is. But what you will do, what will happen, and what you did very boldly and move on, then you're out front. But if you're explaining, now what I try to get to, I pay attention, no disrespect to anybody that does not all the time, but I pay attention. 3%. Sadly enough, only about 3% of people pay attention. So when the congressman, and I like to give the congressman the window to mention these things. So when I bring up Planned Parenthood, I'm in the 3% that pay attention to some of the things that have been done. 90% out there just will hear from conservatives, they didn't defund it. All right? Well, I agree with that in respect, but that's all they'll hear. So the Republicans have to go out and explain. All right? Do you know how hard it is to get the American people, sorry to say, to understand Congress? Congress is the House and the Senate combined. So Republican senators and representatives, so many people do not know how to differentiate between the two. House of Representatives and Republican House of Representatives and senators. A lot of people don't know how to differentiate that. So when the congressman is correct and is saying, look, I am supporting the president's agenda on a daily basis, it's the Senate, it's the Senate. I will tell you how bad it has gotten up there under the waters of the Potomac, it has gotten so bad. How bad is it? That people are calling people out by name in desperation. I think, my words, because there was a time, I don't think even Congressman Collins would say any more than our colleagues over in the Senate need to move some legislation forward, or our colleagues in the Senate need to get off their hands and get some things passed. But they have gingerly moved from our colleagues to naming names. I mean, you heard a sitting congressman say Paul Ryan, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski up in Alaska. I mean, he's naming names. John McCain, naming names. They are actually going to try to separate themselves from the Democrats in the House and the Republicans in the Senate by saying, we're getting the job done. Watch and see what happens here. I can see clear as could be. The House of Representatives is going to run and say, we are getting the job done. So I think when you're explaining, you're losing. And my concern is the Republicans have a lot of explaining to do, not to Democrats that they would like to come out and vote for them, not to Democrats they'd like to come out and cross the line and vote for a Republican. They have a lot of explaining to do to, they got a lot of explaining to do to the Republicans, their voters themselves. So we'll see, because Republicans have to come out and vote, period. If Republicans sit home, the next Speaker of the House will be a Democrat if the Republicans sit home. You may not be happy with the omnibus bill. Let me say this, okay? I would not do it to the congressman, but I am going to tell you, people know that personally, Paul Ryan and his family situation, wanting to go home to be with his children, that's his business. You'll never hear me say a negative word. But as far as the American people, Paul Ryan passed two of the largest bloated budgets, and he claimed to be a deficit hawk. And he was the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. And the reason Mitt Romney, remember, the reason Mitt Romney pulled Paul Ryan in as a vice presidential candidate was why? Because Paul Ryan was supposed to bring the conservative base in. Paul Ryan was supposed to legitimize Mitt Romney as a conservative. You remember the first omnibus bill that gave Obama a green light all the way through? Raised the debt ceiling? No government shutdowns? I mean, when Paul Ryan got into the office, it was almost like the captain coming on and telling you as you were flying, we have now reached an attitude and we should have a nice, comfortable flight. That's what Obama's last 2 years were. Paul Ryan, his captain, came in and said, Mr. President, we have now reached an altitude to where we're above the clouds, and you should have a comfortable flight in front of you for 2 years. That happened. What was Ryan's excuse? It was baked in the cake sitting on my desk. My opinion, two of the most bloated, deficit increasing bills in the history of this country that should have never been passed by Republicans. That's my opinion. My second thing is, I think it's time for a conservative to step up and ask to be Speaker of the House. And I'm telling you right now, Republicans have to come up with a very good plan immediately to get Republicans out to vote and have a platform and a reason to vote. Folks, a lot of districts are 25 under the polling on the president of the United States. My question is, how fast will these candidates in these districts run away from President Donald Trump? I'm your host, BKP. Amanda, you got anything this morning? It's 9:33 at this time. Amanda usually has a little something there. Do you have anything this morning you'd like to share?
I do have a little something. Can we just talk for a second about how creepy Mark Zuckerberg is becoming?
Yeah, we can talk for a minute. Yes. The question was, can we talk for a minute about how creepy Mark? Yes. The answer is yes. Let's go. Go ahead. How creepy is he? At least I lines all day and you just like sit there. So how creepy is he, Amanda?
All right. So I came across an article on Babylon Bee, and they're going through the court scripts, of the everything in Washington right now with Mark Zuckerberg. And on Tuesday, his prepared statement is, quote, "This bipartisan committee has gathered here to ask me questions. Please remember that I need to ask you none," the social media chief said hauntingly as he addressed a large group of lawmakers. "I have no questions for any of you. I already know the most private details of your life, the good and the bad, the embarrassing, the devastating, everything, all of it, all of you." Doesn't he remind you of like that creepy little nerd in school that just, I'm starting to get that vibe off of him. I used to have a lot of respect for him, especially after I saw the movie, which I always had the thought that this guy, he is so smart with advertising. Like, he has went to a whole new level of advertising and getting money from advertising. That's not a shock. Of course he's selling data. Of course he's getting money for advertising. But then he's taking it to a whole new level with these lawmakers, like, if you say anything, I can destroy you attitude.
Well, the team, the enforcement team will come in.
Right.
He will send their information to the enforcement team, which will make a decision.
I know I can kill you on Farmville. Like, this is all I'm thinking. Like, really? Okay. Personally, I know the data.
Did you just say I can kill you on Farmville?
This is his attitude. Like, this is his attitude. Like, I can destroy your farm on Farmville. He is so, obviously.
No, you just shut my mother-in-law down. If she finds out that Farmville could be shut down and she can't invite me to play.
Oh man. No, he's going to destroy these people's farm bills. So, but doesn't it, which I've never went over the top in giving information or data onto Facebook anyway, because, you have to remember, this is the internet. The internet has always came with a warning like that.
Your purchasing habits when you swipe a card,
right?
You go there and they say, "Can we get your zip code?"
Call me old fashioned, but I still go into places with a check to pay my bills. This is exactly why.
Call me old fashioned.
No, seriously, I do. I still do that. I have no shame in it. Oh, and another thing I want to point out, and this is funny. You're gonna get a kick out of this. He seat in his hearings. He's a little guy.
Hold on. Well, I don't think that's funny. I may have to have a booster seat.
No, you won't. No, I gotta do some research on him.
Well, they think he's at Denny's. They pull him up to the table so he can get his Grand Slam breakfast.
Oh my God, we're bad. All right, that's all I have.
Is that a booster seat?
That's a booster seat.
Or is that some phone books stacked together?
No, he got the booster seat. I didn't even know you could get booster seats in the court.
You know what? I took away, and it's a big. I already talked about it earlier. It's really big. I took away that we have a social media. We have a Google, we have an internet, we have everything out there, and we have representatives that in general know nothing about it. and how it works. Nothing.
Right.
And how it works.
You know, people say that though, but you have to know, like, you have to be in court enough to know how these things work in litigations, because they may sound stupid, but they want to sound stupid to get more information.
Well, do me a favor, put the picture up. I think what's funny, and we'll wrap this up because I want to close. I want to go to commercial and close. But put the picture up, and it's really funny. Somebody sent me this of the lady in the kitchen. I don't know how to, I know that we're going to get in so much trouble over that. And I don't know if you can see that, but do you have the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Put that up there in the box there. And it's really, I think it's telling, okay? Because we find out Facebook, we're hearing people tell us that Facebook can hear us, knows what we're saying, so on and so forth. These are the kind of reports we've heard. Our TV, I mean, if you look at articles, our TV, the smart TV is, the smart TV is recording us and knows what we're watching and everything like that, and sends the data back, knows how long. And we have a program in there. We can tell our watch time if it's 28 minutes, 32 minutes, or, an hour and 10 minutes. I mean, they have all that. We are data. Even the people that view this show may not want to be, and it's not our intention. It doesn't matter what show you're viewing. You are data. You know what I mean?
Right.
Are you able to get that? Or
yeah, I can get it. Hold on.
All right. Well, I didn't know. I want to put that picture, and then the last one, the two I sent you, and then I want to close with this. Are we almost there, McFly?
No, we're not there.
All right. Well, then I'll tell you what. Let's just go ahead and go to commercial so I can get ready to close up, and we'll throw those at the end of the show because they're pretty funny. All right?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Thank you.
We are located at... Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop is in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: LJ, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas, just $5.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $5.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas, just $5.99 each. No one out pizzas the hut.
Hey, and we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We made it to 9:45. Now my computer's not responding, so we're almost there, almost finished, almost have it framed in here. A 2-hour show. Amanda, this is what we were looking at. I was talking about before the break. Someone sent this the other day. First of all, we're talking about Mark Zuckerberg and testifying, and the lady, let's go with that one first. I cannot read it across the room. So this is a little joke of that was put up. Can you read that for the audience? The top one.
The first picture it says people in the 60s. I better not say that or the government will wiretap my house. And then it says people today. Hey, wiretap, do you have a recipe for pancakes?
Exactly. Your data. I mean, how simple can that be? Correct?
Yep.
I mean, you are data, folks.
Amazon is the same way. Anytime I Google something, like even I'll be looking up something for you or just something in general, it'll come up on my Amazon.
Well, here's the one I like, okay? People that also bought this product, okay, bought other products. So, the other day I purchased and I know what it is, it's true. But the other day I purchased something over everything I do. And then other companies that I bought it, they found out I bought it from them. And now they're saying they would like to sell me different things in that area. You know what I'm saying? And so we say, Alexa, wiretap, Alexa, or whatever Google's name is, or whatever Apple's, which one is. Hey, could you send me, can you record this and let everybody in the world knows I'm making pancakes? Now, I don't have anything new on this, and I hope it will come up because I'm trying to get it to come up. This show is not a fan of Eric Erickson. We are not Eric Erickson fans here because time's too short to say why. But I remember the Red State meeting down here in Atlanta, and I remember Eric Erickson getting on his better than me. Eric Erickson is better than me. I have way too many sins to be in Eric Erickson's circle. Just saying. Okay, period. And I remember when Eric Erickson disinvited Donald Trump to the Red State gathering. Remember that? And you remember Eric Erickson would not want his daughters to be around him, okay? And so supposedly he's an anti-Trump. I really don't think he goes on the show and says anything nice about Donald Trump. But a congressman's profanity-laced tirade in a Safeway grocery store. So supposedly Eric Erickson says yesterday that a Republican congressman in a very Republican district, that's what concerned me with Doug Collins' interview this morning, the congressman, is because if the Republicans are going to step out and openly say they are being challenged in a lot of seats that they've only won in the past by 2 and 3%, that the president is 25% upside down in, Erick Erickson claims that a congressman wanted to unload but did not want to do it on the record. Now, let me ask you a question. If you have a source that says you can quote me, do you not give the name? I mean, I don't know. I don't have these journalistic standards that the big guys do. I don't have them here. Our standards are pretty simple. If we quote you, it has to be a quote. We do not chop it up. We do not end it until you are finished with what you want to say. It's a quote. Second rule is, if it's a quote, then we have a source from somebody. So to me, if you have a quote from somebody and the source is unnamed but says you can quote me on that, then the reader here, I'm just thinking, what is this? Just voices in the air? Because who said this? It's a quote. So, I mean, there's so many reasons, but Erickson says that this happened at a Safeway grocery store. One of the president's congressional defenders has privately decided he hates Trump and wants to unload from Erickson. Okay? He hates Trump. He's a defender. He's on shows every day defending. If we're going to lose because of him, this is in quotations, if we're going to lose because of him, we might as well impeach the mother effer. That's what it is. Said the congressman as we roam the aisles of a Safeway grocery store together. Dude, that's just weird. That is just freaking weird, okay? I haven't been in Safeway since my family moved home from Dubai in 19. The congressman did not want to be seen with me on Capitol Hill. He needed to get some stuff anyway. He was going to the grocery store. Hey, I'm going to the grocery store. All right. And decided he'd let me walk with him through the cereal and deli selections at a Safeway near my hotel, Erickson went on to say. He is not happy with the President Trump. He was never a diehard Trump supporter. He supported him in the general and never expected him to win. But he said the congressman whose district won, Trump won his district, okay? That Trump won his district, okay, has been a regular supporter on Fox News and elsewhere defending the president. He is happy to be quoted so long as I don't mention his name. He says he just needs to vent. Quoted? I suggest that one of the reasons Trump won, a congressman said, nice things in public and bad things in private. Everybody, these are in the quotes from Mystery Congressman, everybody does this SHIT. He says, it's his turn. We have known each other for years and have been promising to connect this week while I'm passing through D.C. So this is it. I'm passing along his comments, not endorsing them. I read the writing about this, about wanting to say nice things when you can and criticize when you need to. So he goes on to say, but damn it, he's taking us all down, this congressman, Mr. Congressman. But damn it, he's taking us all down with him, and we are well and truly effed in November. Kevin McCarthy is already circling like a green fly circling SHIT, trying to take Paul Ryan's job because nobody thinks he's sticking around for Nancy Pelosi. She's going to F up the cafeteria again. Lord's name in vain. At least I'll probably lose 2 and won't have to put up with this SHIT. He won't lose his district. It's very Republican, Erickson says. It's very Republican district. We'll find out it's very Republican district. One, the mystery congressman that's unloading, and he is constantly on Fox and other things defending the president. Mystery congressman says it's like Forrest Gump won the presidency, but an evil, really effing stupid Forrest Gump. So I just want to say this. I am not, and we have not been here at any time, an Eric Erickson fan. Eric, you need to, Eric, Eric Erickson, you need to name who you're talking to at the dairy and cheese aisle at Safeway that has come out. The voters in his district deserve to know who their representative is that's not supporting the president of the United States that they voted for. They need to know who that is. Voters in that district, you supported Donald Trump as president of the United States, and Eric Erickson needs to tell you who this congressman is so you can out him. We'll leave on this note. Jobless claims, okay? Jobless claims. U.S. weekly jobless claims hold below 300,000 for the longest streak on record, all right? The longest streak on record, all right? The number of Americans claiming new unemployment benefits has never been so low for so long. One more time for those of you in Yorba Linda, California. The number of Americans claiming new unemployment benefits have never been so low for so long. Initial jobless claims, a proxy of approximately for layoffs across the U.S. decreased by 9,000 to a seasonal adjusted 223,000 in the week ended April 7th. Wonder if we can get that message out. Wonder if that's what will resonate with the voters, okay? Or the left's attempt to tell you that it's more important we know what happened between Donald Trump, a porn star, a Playboy bunny, okay? A Playboy bunny, and the tapes of Access Hollywood. Every time I think that's what they're really going after. 2 things. I'm not going to get to the last video. It was a little funny, and I thought I was going to have a little fun with it. I'm not going to get to the last video. But I want to tell you something. I want to share this because I went last night, and recently there's several times that I have been places. Okay, I have been at places and people ask me, how did I get into politics? How did I get interested in politics? Okay, when did I become interested in politics? When did I start paying attention to politics? And, you know, I get that question a lot because, you know, I love politics. So I tell people my answer is I started following politics by the age that I was able to comb my hair. As soon as I could comb my hair by myself, I started following politics. That's how early. And people look at me puzzled like, okay, so combing your hair, following politics, what did that have to do? One thing have to do with the other. You know, my dad had, I'm going to say 1970-something, all right? We'll leave it at that, okay? My dad had a 1970-something Cadillac Eldorado convertible. Oh, yeah. 1970 something, the big one, man. Cadillac Eldorado convertible. And as a child, I thought the only reason we had that car in the garage is so a politician could ride on the back and we could put vote for on the doors. I thought that's what he bought it for, so somebody could ride on the back and vote for. All right? Thought it was a parade car when we first got it. Then, back years ago, we won't mention the date, men, sorry to frame it this way, men comb their hair. So there's two things you had in your pocket if you were a man. You had a pocket comb and you had a pocket knife. I know I'm getting in big trouble, right? So back then, 70-something, men comb their hair. And what you would do, I forget how old, let's say 8. But I'll never forget the days of going to the county fair and setting up or the state fair and setting up for a politician, handing out at 8 years old pocket combs that say, elect so-and-so to what office on the pocket comb. So at the end of the campaign season, it's like campaign buttons, you would always have a box of these, campaign pocket combs with elect so-and-so. I think I was 32 till I ran out of pocket combs telling me who to elect when I was 8. That's how long I've been in politics. Folks, I'm here to give the admission. I like it. I like to see what's going on. I like to figure out what's next. And I'll do it again come tomorrow. But tomorrow we're going to be at Circuit World in Blue Ridge. That's Circuit World in Blue Ridge. We have Ask the Doc. Tomorrow we have Ask the Doc. And then after Ask the Doc, we have the All-Star Political Panel, Circuit World of Blue Ridge. Can't wait. Always love to wrap up the week up there with our friends. Take us out of here, Amanda.